We are continuing to monitor the growing protests in Portland, Oregon. The Department of Homeland Security officers have begun to remove protesters who are camped out outside an ICE facility there. The officers have formed a line to stop the demonstrators, and they began to take the tents down. So we're going to bring in Trevor Alt. He's a reporter for our CBS affiliate KOIN, and he's at the scene now of these protests. So, Trevor, these tents have been amassing for what, like 10 days now?
Yeah, about a week and a half, Anne Marie. And the line here and what these federal agents are dealing with is that some of these tents are on Portland City property and some of it is on federal property. I want to show you behind me. This is the line of DHS federal agents where they have drawn. Now, this building over here, what you're seeing, is the ICE facility. This has been shut down since this occupation took place because they've been blocking the entrance. Now, you see these agents all the way down, and then notice that green grass there. That's the line where federal property becomes city property. They have not encroached on that at all. And then if we pan a little bit further to the left, you can still see this encampment and many tents that are still up here this morning. Now, I've seen a few different protesters that were put into zip ties and placed into some kind of detention. They were placed into these detention vans here. And there were this morning, Anne Marie, a number of different tents that were blocking the entrance to the ICE facility. They've since cleared out all of that debris and they placed it in a U-Haul truck and took it away. And at this point now, it's sort of a standoff to see what will happen next, because the federal government has said their entire goal is they wanted to reopen the ICE facility. Now that it's been cleared out, once these agents leave, it is a possibility that these protesters will just fill back in yet again. That is what we're waiting to see what will happen next.
It sort of reminds me of the Occupy movement, where people just set up these sort of makeshift tents. How many people are there and what do they want?
Well, there is at least 100. I've heard protesters say as many as 250 people were staying here. They said that they won't leave until that happens. Now, they were obviously relatively successful for what we're going to have in getting this ICE facility to shut down. In fact, they even had the support of many elected Portland officials. Mayor Ted Wheeler said that he would not be helping the federal government in clearing out this area. A number of city commissioners have made their way through this encampment as well to voice their support. Now, this morning, I haven't seen any of them here. Again, this is relatively similar to the Occupy movement from years ago where they were protesting Wall Street, Anne Marie. It is certainly similar to that. What we'll have to see is whether or not this support that we've had from city officials will continue, and once these federal agents clear out of the way, will this occupation just spread out once again in front of the ICE facility here in Southwest Portland.
And what are the protesters doing right now? I see people with their phones up. Looks like they're videotaping the police there. I see some people with masks and their face covered.
Yeah, they are, well, they're trying to kind of determine what to do right now, Anne Marie. They're experiencing this. They're going through it in different ways. I've seen some people making their way down the line kind of individually, some of them yelling at the agents, some of them calling them Nazis, some of them trying to appeal to their humanity, holding up signs of children that have been detained at the border, asking how they could do this. I've seen minority members of the protesters, African-American protesters, appealing to African-American agents here on the front lines, asking how they could participate in what they feel is the oppression of another American minority here. And a lot of these protesters, again, are dealing with it in different ways, in different levels of volatility. I have seen 3 people taken into zip ties here, and the protesters that I've talked to, Anne Marie, say that right now they don't have a definitive plan. All they know is that they're not leaving, and then at the end of the day, they'll have a meeting as they do at the end of every day, and then they will determine what to do next. For now, they're waiting it out to see whether or not the federal agents will come on to maybe city property and to see whether any elected officials will come out to support them as well.
All right, Trevor Alt from KOIN. Thank you so much, Trevor.